Welcome to Generation Movie on a Thursday night, a rare night indeed, but it is clobbering time. My name is J.W. Colwell. I'm joined as always by my good friend and co-host of Generation Movie, Rich Drees. We are here tonight with the first reaction episode, a live out of the theater where we both just got out of a screening of Fantastic Four: First Steps. And I saw it in IMAX. How did you see it?
I saw it at my local Cinemark in the real 3DX, the big ass fake IMAX, but with 3D.
Fake IMAX but with 3D. Okay.
Yeah.
I also have Herbie joining us. He's a Galactus was gone.
My Cinemark was sold. Yeah. Same here, and I'm kind of glad because if they still had one, I probably would have knuckled under and bought one.
Yeah, because Galactus is awesome. Okay, so this is a spoiler-free review. We're not going to give you anything. There are two cut sequences, two cut endings. First one, mid-credits, super important. Second one, not as important, but stick around. It's well worth your time. You get a kick out of it. But it's not life-changing. The first one is life-changing. Anyway, let's start. And we'll welcome people who are coming in. Got a couple guests. We don't know if we're going to get people or not. We'll see. Joe Risley, good evening. Gentlemen, looking forward to this flick.
Hey, Joe.
Thank you for joining us, Joe. And you should be looking forward to it. So, a couple of things. Very much like Superman, for me, the tone is right. The vibe is right. The actors are right. And I think that makes all the difference in the world, right, Rich? In this case, like this is the rare case where everybody's really good. It's the best versions of each of the characters, even though we had
definitely third time's the charm on adapting the Fantastic Four here. We have the Roger Corman produced version.
Yes. Which was
a great documentary by our friend Marty.
Marty Langford.
Out there. Check out Doomed, the untold story of the unreleased Fantastic Four.
And they did a very good job with the story.
I would argue that unreleased Fantastic Four movie has a good script to it. Some really nice family moments. And came actually the closest until now as to getting the vibe right.
The vibe of the family right. Yeah. Also, but the thing about that movie, just so everybody knows, the Roger Corman movie, the big story around that movie was that it was made to keep the rights. It was never intended to be released. It was never intended to kind of, you know what I mean? It was designed as a power play to keep the rights. And even though those actors poured their hearts into it, and they did a very good job, and they have a cameo in this one, which isn't a big spoiler. Mm-hmm. It's been out about today.
Which kind of made me
tear up a little bit. Yeah, it's nice because they deserve it. They deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much dust?
They deserve some recognition.
Why is there so much dust in this theater? Anyway.
Dirty.
But I think what really works in this one, and I think what you have, for the first time in a long time, is both the DC people and the Marvel people super happy. Everybody's happy because the vibes are right and everything works and it's fun and it's got a really cool retro 60s future vibe that you and I have talked about. If they could get it right, you and I talked about this so many times. If they could get a retro 60s vibe with a Fantastic Four movie in our lifetime, we would be the happiest cats, singing on a fence outside, right? And I think they do a great job with that. I also think, we're going through it, right? Pedro Pascal is great. Vanessa Kirby is exquisite, and she is a powerful, amazing Sue Storm that I think is probably the best version of the character. I also think Eben Moss-Bachrach, right, from The Bear, is a fantastic Ben Grimm. He gets it. He understands what the character is. He has a lot of the funniest lines in the movie. He delivers them with a thing like, melancholy panache is what I would say.
I like that.
The melancholy panache. He's sad, but he's also still funny. You know what I mean? Like, and I think the other one that really stands out, Johnny Storm is really good in this version. Like it's a different version of Johnny Storm than what they've shown. Joseph Quinn, who made a big inroads on Stranger Things, has found a role. He's gonna be this character for the next 5 to 10 years. So
most likely
at this point. But other things to get right, the future vibe, the Galactus not being a cloud he is one of the coolest things in a Marvel movie ever. Like his design.
I really like how, it's the classic Galactus look, but I think specifically they're pulling on that one Silver Surfer graphic novel that was done by Mobius, excuse me. And it really had that feel to it, that very granite feel to it. Is the only way I can really kind of
big and he's huge and he's dangerous, as opposed to just a cloud in the sky. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of people bitching that the Silver Surfer's a girl, but you're not going to be bitching. You will not be bitching. Just trust me. She's great. Julia Garner is fantastic in the role. She's really good. And that's the thing. I think when you come out of this movie, it comes out with a solid script, totally different vibes from other Fantastic Four movies. So you can't say it's like, well, they're rebooting it for the 16th time, whatever. It's a totally different version.
What have we always said about remakes? Don't remake good movies. Take a bad movie and find a way to make it better. Yeah. And that's what they did here.
Yeah, and it's shocking.
So let's not complain about this, people.
Yeah. Good evening, friends. Good evening, Ken McKernan. You knew this was coming. Ken, always a pleasure. Which did each of you prefer and why? Okay.
Ooh.
I've already said this tonight, so I can say it with. I love this movie. It's really good. But I have been not red pilled.
This is red for Superman or blue for Fantastic Four.
I don't want to say red pilled. I want to say S pilled. I've been S pilled.
Okay.
I think I will see Fantastic Four a bunch as well, but I've already seen Superman 4 times, and I'm sold on what Gunn's doing with Superman. I'm sold on Corn Sweat and Brosnahan. But what I will say is, this movie has a lot of charm. It's fun. The script is funny. There is it is the first time where they feel like a family, where it feels like they eat dinner together, they fight together, they fight each other. It's the first time they've gotten
they fight together, they fight with each. Yeah.
It's the first time they've gotten that supergroup dynamic where all of the members of the Fantastic Four, they can fight, but they still love each other and respect each other at the end of the day.
I think the dinner is actually what sells the family aspect. After trying all sorts of other things in other films, it's just the idea. I mean,
they have Sunday dinner.
See it once, but they have Sunday dinner together. They make sure that's the most important thing in their week, basically.
Right, and Ben makes Johnny wait, which is it's right. Like, that's the thing. Like, what I would say coming out of this movie is, if you're a Marvel fan, you're going to be super happy. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, I can't imagine you not being like, if you've read the classic comics, if you've read the classic characters, there are so many name drops of characters that your head will spin. And it's just like, it's one of those things where, and then they reinvent, the reinvention of Galactus from a cloud into Galactus is a pretty big, astounding jump. The Julia Garner Silver Surfer, who they build quite pronounced, is very, very good. And, and also, has a kind of a side thing going with Johnny.
They give Johnny
a
things to do, which is nice.
they give Johnny things to do other than look cute, look pretty, and be on fire.
At the risk of edging into a spoiler thing, it's like Reed is the brain, but they allow Johnny to be the human heart of the group, and both those aspects become important to the finale.
Right, and the finale is one of the best Marvel finales they've ever done.
I know I need to answer the question, Joe. We'll get to it. Have you tried to interrupt JW?
Yes, he does it all. He does it all the fucking time. What are you talking about? But yeah, no. I like, and then there's a reinvention of some other characters that is really quite smart. I'm thinking about one of the villains who's a complete reinvention, but is a total scene stealer. Like in he steals 2 or 3 scenes he's in. He steals them right out from under the people that you love in the movie. The Thing is right. Ben is the kid from The Bear is just great. He like I said, a melancholy panache that he just there's he interacts with I want to say it's Brooklyn. Is it Brooklyn that they specifically? I want to say he interacts with his surroundings better than the Bens in the other movies as well. He's he's the one Fantastic Four person that's constantly on the street. Like he's going for cookies. He's doing all kinds of stuff.
By the way, speaking of things, this has just popped in my head. When in that whole montage at the beginning, when we see the Fantastic Four fly by a window and we see 2 guys pop out and to look at them, did you realize who they were or who they were supposed to be? They weren't credited with specific names in the end credits because I specifically watched.
Was it supposed to be Kirby and Stan Lee?
And
no,
yeah.
Okay,
they were credited as Timely Employee 1 and 2, but
yeah. But that's the thing. The movie has a lot of charm. The retro futuristic style makes it different from any other Marvel movie. Right? Every other Marvel movie is trying to be in the now or the future. This one with the retro vibe where this is the only hero team on this earth. Right? There are no other supers. This is their own, and it's a specific reason that you will get in the credits why this one, what Earth it is, and why it's specifically that Earth. And that's also heartwarming. Everybody's clapping with that. It's a really good movie. It's solid. The action sequences are great. The family dynamic is special. What do you got? Herbie is awesome too. I'm happy with everything. I'm a little disappointed they spoiled some of the stuff because they showed too much in the trailers or the commercials, giving away the big the pregnancy thing. But
I mean, the pregnancy thing comes into play right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
We get the idea that the film generally the bulk of the film spans about 7 to 8 months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm Superman pilled. I'm S pilled right now. So but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it thoroughly. I didn't get what that like. Do you know how, like, sometimes you're listening to music and the people are putting down tracks and you're listening to tracks and you're like, I'm vibing with that. When we had Francis Fell on a couple weeks ago on Generation or on Loud Nerdy, listening to their music, you vibe with the music because of where you're at in your life. And the tracks they're putting down in this movie is perfectly situated for where the MCU is right now at this moment. Right now at this moment, we've had actors leave, we've had characters run their course, and the introduction of this superhero team with these 4 actors who are so... I can't even tell you how good Vanessa Kirby is, because she is the best version of this character that has ever been. She's she has a regal quality to her that may, the idea that she's part of the first family of Marvel is established in this one. She is not like the pretty, the pretty invisible one, right? Like that's
let's be honest. As groundbreaking as Kirby and Lee's work was in creating the Fantastic Four, the Sue character was very much regulated to being token female. Go make us some dinner. I'll smack you around if it's just not good. And when she did get a moment of characterization, it was either to be kidnapped by Doctor Doom or to be kidnapped, maybe fall in love a little bit and doesn't mind being kidnapped by Submariner. So, those are kind of like terrible. I mean, later writers would, give her some depth and some actual agency and make her much less a cringeworthy character, right, including John Byrne's run in the book, which I think is probably the second best run in the book's 60-some year history at this point.
This version of her is fantastic. She's really, in a word, she's superb. And Vanessa Kirby is an actress that is right in the moment, hitting her stride. Right, she's been in like the Mission Impossible movies, the background character dominating space, and now she's kind of like made a bunch of movies, and this will propel her into superstardom. And again, my favorite character is the Thing. It always has been the Thing. This version looks comic accurate. He walks and talks and dresses comic accurate. Mm-hmm. And he plays with kids on the street. He buys cookies. He does everything that they didn't do with the horrible makeup, and this version of the character looks right, as opposed to the other two versions, which look absolutely horrific in every conceivable way. And then Galactus is so imposing and so much fun. Oh my God. Okay, there you go. He's so imposing, so much fun, and that should give you a scale. So what I would also recommend is find the biggest theater with the biggest screen, the loudest sound system, and just go and enjoy it is a summer of comic book movies that are comic book accurate. Mm-hmm. Is the way now, go ahead.
To kind of address Joe's question here. Both of these movies fully embrace their Silver Age origins of 1960s comics. Superman obviously has a lot of some of the sillier stuff from the 50s, 60s kind of built in there, as well as some more serious stuff from 80s and 90s when Gunn was starting to read comics himself. This very much kind of draws a lot from its early days in the early 60s to the Thinker, or whatever his name is, Super Apes, and we've got the Mome, and we've got Paul Walker Howard.
His Super Apes. Also special effects. Like, I know people were worried about special effects. They're great. They're top of the line, as you would expect from any Marvel movie. But again, the real like Silver Surfer's fantastic. Reed's stuff looks really good. The Thing looks really good. And the key to the movie is Galactus looks fucking spectacular. Like he should. Mm-hmm. He should be spectacular and a villain worthy of the Fantastic Four, but also a villain that doesn't necessarily is not, maybe isn't, more than a one-off, but whatever. You know what I mean? He's spectacular, and is like his little traveling, he has a throne, and it's fucking epic, and it should be the biggest, fucking loudest theater you can find. You know what I mean? Biggest, loudest theater you can find.
Yeah, there are moments where I am literally was on the edge of my seat. But
the jokes are fantastic. The banter, particularly between Johnny and pay attention, because they're throwing fucking barbs at each other, like it's nobody's business. Like they're fast and furious. The Thing has my favorite. There's the best joke in the entire movie is, I'm not giving it away, but I'm not going to give it away. But there's a joke where he talks about something Johnny has done, and it's like he's just riffing on him in a horrible, like, just being so mean. And it's great. Clobbering Time brought down the house as I predicted it would. Right, everybody's fucking losing their minds. And like I said, good design, excellent acting, good direction, good script, solid script. I think if Fahey continues his fine tuning, or he's back to his fine tuning, which appears in this, because every little detail is intricate down to the cut sequence,
I will say this. This has been, I mean, as much as I've liked the last couple of Marvel films because they've had some interesting things going on while still having their issues, this is a step and a half ahead of them.
Yeah, it's way above.
It's still not
Avengers.
It's still not the creme de la creme of Marvel that we came to expect every time.
Well,
it's still, I think, has some places where they could have breathed a little bit, allowed some more character interactions to fill out some of the secondary characters, like the secretary for the group. The Natasha Lyonne character, I think, needed more time.
Yeah, it moves fast. It's only an hour and 55 minutes. It's a fast 2 hours.
Just even a extra 5 minutes in there, little strategically added, sprinkled in here and there.
Yeah, Ben and her need another scene. Ben and her need another scene. But overall, really well done.
Because when Ben goes back in that second scene and meets her at the temple, I was like, oh, cool. They're gonna, kind of touch on Ben's Jewish, his own Jewish background.
Yeah.
And they kind of didn't, though. And I was a little disappointed there because I would have liked to have seen some of that. It's
like I said, they're minor misses.
An aspect that has been brought forward in the past couple of decades, and I like it. And I was hoping that the film would have gone there, but they unfortunately
she's criminally underused. She's one of the few choices where she's criminally underused. Natasha Lyonne. If you haven't seen Poker Face, please watch Poker Face. It's just absolutely spectacular.
God almighty, yes. It's the greatest thing. We need third season.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest shows ever. We do. But she's got underused a little bit. And you're right. They could have breathed, take a breath here and there. But I think they were focused on action. Now, you're going to ask the question, is it better than Brave New World is better than Thunderbolts? Yes, on both counts. Mm-hmm. I would argue that Brave New World and Thunderbolts, though, were an ends to a means to an end, I should say, to get whatever Avengers team we're going to have for the next Avengers movie.
Those two movies were doing some heavy lifting.
Are they on par with? Is it on par with the big three, right? Or big four. The big four for me are Endgame, Infinity War, Endgame, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Are they on par with those? No. So temper expectations there. But what I would argue is, if we get 3 or 4 movies in with this Fantastic Four group, I feel we will fall in love with them the way we fell in love with Chris Evans as Cap, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Hemsworth as Thor, and Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. And
this movie is doing some of its own heavy lifting towards Doomsday and Secret Wars. And people familiar with the comic versions of these stories probably can guess some of that. But it works just entirely on its own, and I like that. It's refreshing. I love the world building. I love being able to follow, okay, this happened over here in this show and this thing here and that, and putting those pieces together. Other people don't. And I understand and I respect that.
But
and I think
would argue Feige said
there's a balancing act that needs to be found to not exclude certain people. And this is just like a fresh, entry point for Marvel. So you go, this reunites my love for Marvel. Maybe I'll go back and check out the Marvels now, and again, or Marvel or whatever.
Yeah, and giving these actors a chance, right? Because the next generation of Marvel actors are going to need everybody kind of getting used to them, getting to know them. I would argue that the 4 here, if you put them, you're going to put them in other Marvel movies. Obviously, they're in Doomsday. Obviously, they're in Secret Wars. You're after this movie, you will root for them. You will be on board with them as their characters, right? It's not like you come out of it going, "Wow, Pedro Pascal is miscast," or "Boy, that kid from Stranger Things sucks." It doesn't happen at all, right? And so what I would say is this lays the groundwork, but it's also Feige made the claim the other day that it is the first Marvel standalone movie. And except for the cutscene, it kind of is, because it's on a different Earth. It's not. They're totally by themselves. They've totally taken this Earth by storm. Storm. Anyway, Johnny. No pun intended. Wah wah. But like I said, there's a groundwork to it where you're watching them, and you feel like you've known them your entire life. You feel like they've been playing the characters forever. There is a great quality, and they have a great chemistry that this particular team needs to have in order to function on screen. And one of the things that you can say about all of them, except for the Corman version, the problem has always been with Fantastic Four movies. They may pick a good actor here or there, but nobody has any goddamn chemistry at all. And I would say that this particular group of actors seems like they know the mission, they know the points, and they know what they have to do in order to be able to succeed. And I think Shackman does a great job getting everything out of them. Let's see. Hey guys, late to the party. Hi, Raven. Fantastic
Evening,
Four. Let's see, but by a slim margin. Why do you guys think Malkovich was removed?
Pacing issue right there at the beginning.
I also think it's one of the more ridiculous characters to try to put in a film. It's perfect for what they do, and I think if it was Malkovich, you would have too many people going, "Oh my God, there's John Malkovich." Does that make? Do you know what I mean, Rich? Like when you,
I guess maybe
I don't know. Maybe it's pacing. Pun fail. Anyway, best Fantastic Four if you don't count The Incredibles. Fair. That's fair. It's by far it's far better than any of the other 20th Century Fox versions. Like the only one with the sheer amount of heart was the Corman version, which never, which you can see on YouTube, but has rarely been seen. And like I said, the camaraderie of those actors, because they realized they were in a Doom production, so they all banded together and had, had kind of a camaraderie. But I think it's an opposite with these characters, because I think these actors are signed up for, I'm not going to say original cast member, like fucking, Samuel Jackson signed up for 9 movies, but I would imagine their contract is 4 or 5 deep. Because I think you could, like, if they're going to be in Avengers and Secret War, that's 3. And if you give me 2 more Fantastic Four movies, standalone movies, where they're, kind of like their own little franchise within the MCU, I'd say it's 4 or 5 deep for them, would be my guess. And I think they found the right actors for that, if that's the plan. So it's very good. I'm still partial to Superman, but give me a couple more spins with the Marvel's First Family, and we'll see where I'm at. Rich, you still haven't answered. Did you answer?
No, I haven't.
I think you're right though. The greatest thing about this particular 2-week span is that for the first time in a long time, comic book fans everywhere are happy for the most part, right? Super happy. They're in different ways, except for the Snyder fans, and they can go fuck themselves.
True. Now, as
Stephen Colbert would say.
As much as I enjoy, Superman is probably my, foundational comic from DC as a kid. And Fantastic Four was my foundational Marvel comic as a kid. Going back to hanging out at my friend John Lawrence's and reading those little paperback reprints of the very first 7 issues of the Kirby Lee run and stuff like that. And I really have to say, though, Superman edges this one out a bit, I think.
For me too. I think I know
think
what my problem is.
Audacious storytelling. It's a little bit more stylistic, and it has a little bit more heart. I like the family stuff in Fantastic Four, but I don't think it kind of extends beyond that. I think the Superman, I think James Gunn's Superman has something a little bit more
to offer
deeper,
the world right now.
To offer about in terms of just being better people and stuff like that. I think thematically it's a stronger movie.
I know why. This one is very well done, well paced, good action, good actors, good direction, good screenplay, excellent Galactus. And I think the reason Superman edges it for me, and it's like you're saying, your first gateway drug is usually your biggest gateway drug, right? So I've told the story a number of times and I'm loud and nerdy. I was 4 years old when the 78 Superman came out. And I've been looking for that since. I don't have Fantastic Four as a foundational movie piece for me. So, loving Superman is something that was in my DNA when I was 4. And now being able to enjoy and love Superman again, not that I didn't like Man of Steel or, any of the, Batman vs. Superman or whatever. It didn't enjoy them for what they were. Having a Superman that I can get behind and also be excited about, and also kind of real world implications of what it means to love Superman. I think that's the difference. This is Marvel doing a reset. Superman is doing a hard reset on an entire DCU that basically is also fighting against the world right now. And I'm here for it, man. I'm here to promote my boy and his dog. I'm good. A couple comments. Let's see. Then why cast Malkovich paying so much to lose him to the cutting room floor? You would think they realize who the cast. Sorry, JW, don't agree. No, but I understand who they. But sometimes like small cameos can take over. I think that's part of it. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was a pacing issue. Maybe they didn't like his scenes. I'm hoping it was pacing. I don't know if the beginning half a bit slow. Yeah, because they're setting up where they're at. Also, I think if you had to choose which one in this movie, IMAX 3D, Superman 4, I think Fantastic Four wins that argument. I don't. I think Superman was amazing in IMAX. Superman was, we have a Dolby theater as well. Superman was impressive in Dolby as well. Like you could hear the rumblings when he was flying and shit. I think both are themes of hope. Absolutely. I think, like I said, it's a small margin. It's a small margin, and it just could be like next week after I see Fantastic Four a couple more times, it could be different. I could get sold on it, but I think my core memories were, go back to Pixar and Inside Out. My core memories were Christopher Reeve's Superman, and this is the first time I have no attachment whatsoever to the Fantastic Four movies, and I've read their comics, but they're not my Marvel comic either. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so as Superman is, and Superman always will be. So I don't know. It's the same thing. Like not having a connection to Scream, but not to like I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's the same. Like you know what it is what it is.
Yeah.
But so a return to form for Marvel, and if Feige's in charge of things and moving things around again the right way, fantastic. We're going to keep TV and movies separate. It's a winner. It's not by any means a loser. I think you could have a fantastic day of comic book movies, going to see Superman and Fantastic Four, and come out beaming, smiling, buying popcorn buckets and cups, and just being like fucking taken back to your 4-year-old glorious self. But I really enjoyed it. I love the cast, and I think the cast has room to grow. Would you agree with that also?
Mhm. Yeah.
I think this cast has room to grow, and Kirby's the standout for me. Kirby and Baccarat, because I feel they need to get those characters haven't been done right. So like Johnny Storm, you could get away with me. Like Chris Evans is cool. I like Chris Evans, and Ian Grufford as Mr. Fantastic was fine. But Pedro Pascal is a much bigger star with and I think he plays him. He plays him a little. It's an interesting choice because we know Reed in the comics has made horrible decisions based on calculations, and just it's an interesting choice to play him. Almost, I want to say on the spectrum. He's a little bit on the spectrum with how he's portrayed, which I think is an interesting choice, and Pedro Pascal runs with it. Basically disseminating any kind of emotional stuff from mathematical choices, and it's an interesting take that will, I think, open doors for them down the road when they decide they want to put Sue with Doctor Doom, or put Sue with Submariner, or anyway, they might have already done that. I will tell you that this cutscene. The first cutscene, and this is all I'm going to say about it. There was more debate about this cutscene than the last 5 Marvel movies, except for maybe Kang, right? Kang in Ant-Man Quantumania. That was an incredible cutscene, right? Just an amazing, off the wall cutscene. Yeah. But there was more debate in the lobby about this cutscene than the last 5 or 6 Marvel movies. Would you?
I have thoughts.
We can talk about them offline.
Something we didn't see in the beginning of the film.
Yes.
If you're not picking up what I'm laying down,
I am totally picking up what you're laying down, and I broke somebody's heart. I broke somebody's heart with my theory. But like I said, lots of fun. Go see it. Rich, where can people find your stuff when you're not hanging out with me talking cool movies?
All of my writing can be found at filmbuffonline.com, as well as a review of Fantastic Four from my cohort in crime over at Film Buff, Bill Gadavaskis. He literally was pressing publish as we were talking. I was actually kind of going back and forth and editing one little bit with him while we were having this conversation even. That's how good I am.
That's amazing.
We have a Facebook page. You can find Film Buff Online on Twitter. I also am on Twitter and on Blue Sky at Film Buff Rich, and I do 2 other podcasts, but I'll bore you with those details
on Monday nights.
On Monday, yeah.
I'm JW the Movie Guy. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, all these places. We do 2 shows. We do Loud and Nerdy on Tuesday nights, live at 9 p.m., just talking all kinds of stuff, pop culture, movies, TV, and toys. And then we do Generation Movie. Rich and I will be back this Monday, coming up at 9 p.m. We will be doing this movie, Naked Gun 2.5.
Did you get the really quick? Did you get the picture that I sent you earlier this evening?
Yes. Do you want me to put that up? Is that?
I was going to say you throw that up.
There were a lot of people fucking dressed up tonight.
That's great. That's great.
Not more than Superman, but still.
Mm.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Okay. While you're doing that,
Rich. I
will say if you are in northeastern PA and you want to see some great theater this weekend, live theater after you've gone to the movies, go to Scranton at the Diva Theater at the Old Brick Theater. They're doing a production of the Laramie Project. I got to see one of the dress rehearsals earlier this week, and it is amazing. It is moving. It is powerful. It's something that's very sadly of the moment while dealing with something that happened 25 years ago. So
it's still tragically of the moment.
Yes. Live theater, man. You can't beat it. So if you're in the region,
this picture,
I would check it out. Anyways, yeah. I met 2 of the cast members at the movies tonight.
Huh. There were people there. There was one girl
They were awesome.
in full boots. The husband and wife in full white boots, like white moon boots.
This
Amazing,
here too,
incredible,
all the way.
Really good costumes
very
tonight.
Impressed with the detail.
And also, just for anybody who's interested, I don't know where or when it's going to happen, but I will be in NEPA next week. If you want to reach out, I'll be going to the movies with Rich to see The Naked Gun. If you want to reach out and you want to hang out.
And I think we might be doing a Facebook exclusive out of the theater review on.
Yeah, the first time we've ever done it, because we're not. I'm not getting my computer with me, or my setup, or my Herbie, or my Superman. Daily Planet.
We're going to be standing in front of the local Cinemark, so
so it should be fun.
Keep an eye out for that, or
and we'll be passing out cards. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see everybody Monday for Naked Gun 2.5 Smell of Fear. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Go see a